Hi, my name is Slacks. I'm a software engineer, and this is the terminal. In today's video, I'm going to teach you what it is and how to use it. But first, why should you even care? One reason is that applications or websites can sometimes be slow or clunky. For example, say I want to convert my image from a PNG to a JPEG. Well, then I got to go on Google, look up PNG to JPEG conversion, go to a sketchy looking website, wait a couple seconds, and then get a low quality image back. Well, what if I told you there was a better way? On my terminal, I can use this package called Magic to easily convert my image from a PNG to a JPEG. And just like that, it's done. And if I want to see the image, oh, look at that. Make sure to subscribe. Another reason you should learn the terminal is because it gives you a huge leg up because it allows you to control your environment. You can set up automated scripts, do things on your computer that there is not an application for. And just in general, it makes you more efficient when you use your computer. You get things done quicker and better. Okay, that's great and all, but what is the terminal? Well, the terminal is the way you talk to your computer. The name terminal comes from back in the day when you had mainframes, which are those like huge computers that take up an entire room. A terminal was a screen and a keyboard to communicate with the mainframe. Nowadays, we use terminal emulators, which allow us to talk directly to our computers. We talk to our computers through this thing called a shell. A shell is essentially a program that interprets our commands and turns them into action. Examples of shells include bash, zsh, fish, and more. Every computer comes with a built-in terminal and shell. However, you can always download another one. So to get started, we're going to open our terminal. This is different on every computer. If you're on macOS, that means you look up terminal on the app search. If you're on Windows, you should download WSL. And if you're on Linux, use the terminal emulator that came with your desktop environment or the one that you downloaded. So first and foremost, the most important thing when using your terminal is being able to browse your file system. So in the terminal, you're always at a spot in your file system, otherwise known as a directory or a folder. To figure out where you are in your file system, you can type in pwd for present working directory. If you want to list the files in your directory, you type in ls. If you want to go into a folder, you type in cd, aka change directory, and where you want to go. If you want to go to your home, you can always just type cd by itself. To make a new directory, you type in mkdir. To remove a directory, you type in rmdir. So quick recap, if you want to make a new folder, we do mkdir. If we want to go to that folder, we do cd. And if you want to list what's inside the folder, we do ls. Right now, you can see there's nothing in this folder. If we want to make a brand new file, we do touch. Now, if we do ls again, we'll see our brand new file is created. We can also see the size is currently 0. There's a bunch of different text editors you can use in the terminal, but I personally use NeoVim. And in here, we can edit the file. If I do ls again, we'll now see the size is 33. If we want to remove this file, we type in rm. If we do ls again, we'll see there's nothing left in this directory. And if you want to clear the screen, you can type in clear. Next thing I want to cover is how you can install packages. So everything that I just showed you is built into the shell, except for NeoVim. NeoVim is a package that I downloaded from Pacman. Packages are essentially tools that someone else built that you can use on your system to accomplish goals. For example, NeoVim is a text editor. Magic, which I showed earlier in the video, is an image editing tool. And there's hundreds of thousands or even millions of other tools. Everything that you probably ever thought that you wanted to do in the terminal, someone probably has a package for. I recommend looking through GitHub, Reddit, and Google for packages you want to install. Every single Linux distribution has different package managers. However, you should be able to find NeoVim in all of them. So for me personally, I use Arch Linux, meaning I would install NeoVim by doing sudo pacman-x and then NeoVim. However, the Linux distribution that you use might have a different package manager, so I'll list a couple of the really popular ones here. Alright, so going back to the file system, if we do ls-a, we see even though our folder is empty, we still see two different directories. We see dot and dot dot. Dot refers to the current directory, so if I do ls dot, it just shows me what's in this current directory. But dot dot shows what's in the previous directory, so if I do ls dot dot, we see what's in the directory above, otherwise known as the parent directory. This means we can also do cd dot dot to go down to that directory, and every single directory has dot dot except for the root directory. So if I do pwd for present working directory, we can see we're in /home/alex. If I do cd dot dot again, and I do pwd, we're now in /home. We can go one level further. We do cd dot dot. We are now in the root directory. If I do pwd, you'll see we're just in /. This is the parent directory of every single directory on your computer. And remember, we can always do cd to go back to our home directory. So now if I do pwd, we're back in /home/alex. Let's go back to our example directory. If you recall, you can make a brand new file by doing touch. If we do ls, we can see we have a new file, example.txt. Now, if we want to rename this file, we can do mv, which stands for move. We can move this file from example.txt, which is the name that represents this file, to different.txt. We can now see if we do ls, we have different.txt. We can also copy a file by doing cp. If we do cp different.txt, you can now see we have two files the exact same size, and they are now two completely different files. So if we edit different.txt and do ls again, you can now see different.txt has a size of 5, whereas another .txt has a size of 0. So any changes that happen after the copy do not affect the original file. You can also see your directory in tree form. And if we go back to our home directory and do tree, we'll see it's a huge amount of files. If we want to find something specific, we can do tree and then pipe. This pipe essentially says whatever this program outputs, send it to the next program. So this whole result here will go to this next program, grep. And in grep, we can search for a specific term. So say we want to find all of our .text files. This returns a huge list of all the text files on my computer. If you want to narrow it down, we can do .vbox, and we can see there's way less results. Piping is one of the most useful things you'll ever do on your system. Being able to send the output from one program to another is what makes the Linux terminal so special. It's extremely powerful, and you'll find yourself using it daily once you truly understand it. This should be enough to get you started on the terminal. Anything that you can't figure out right away, there's always an answer on Google or Stack Overflow, or even AI nowadays. I wish you the best of luck. I hope this helped. My name is Slacks, and I hope you guys have a great day.